For approximately 30 years because while he is
Disgraced R&B singer R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years behind bars on Wednesday for leading a decades-long effort to recruit and trap teenagers and women for sex. The sentence, stiffer than 25 years in prison that prosecutors had sought, caps a long downfall for the 55-year-old former superstar.
I mean, obviously he's devastated. 30 years in prison is like a life sentence for him. But at the same time, we knew the government was asking for 25 years. We were prepared for what the judge might impose. So it didn't come as a great big surprise. We were prepared for it, and we are now prepared to fight this appeal. For us, it's just the beginning of the fight, frankly. So we were prepared going in for today, and he's doing okay with it.
In September, the I Believe I Can Fly artist was found guilty on all 9 charges he faced, including the most serious of racketeering.
I was an up-and-coming singer. I was a girl full of life, very innocent but very driven, and preyed upon basically at the mall in Aventura, Florida, and promised just a mentorship and quickly turned into, I would just say, a sex slave.
I started this journey 30 years ago. I was 14 years old when I encountered Robert Sylvester Kelly. There wasn't a day in my life up until this moment that I actually believed that the judicial system would come through for black and brown girls. I stand here very proud of my judicial system, very proud of my fellow survivors, and very pleased with the outcome. 30 years did he do this, and 30 years is what he got.
Breon Peace, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, hailed the sentence as a significant outcome for the 11 victims who testified about the horrific and sadistic abuse they endured.
He continued committing his crimes for almost 30 years and avoided punishment until today. Today, the sentence shows that the witnesses reclaimed control over their lives and over their futures. These are voices of mostly black and brown women and children that were heard and believed, and for whom justice was finally achieved. This is a victory for them, for justice, and for future survivors of sexual assault.
Kelly's lawyers called for a lighter sentence with a maximum of approximately 17 years. Attorney Jennifer Bonjean told the judge that her client was the product of a chaotic upbringing that included being sexually abused as a child.
I said he has regrets and he is sad. Nobody wants to hear what he heard today. He's a human being. He feels when other people are feeling, but that doesn't mean that he can accept responsibility in the way that the government would like him to and the way other people would like him to, because he disagrees. He is not. He disagrees with the characterizations that have been made about him. But that doesn't mean he's not a human being and can't feel something when other people are in pain.
Kelly, a 3-time Grammy Award winner, chose not to speak at the hearing due to pending litigation. The sentence comes just over a month before jury selection is due to start in Kelly's separate, long-delayed federal trial in Chicago on August 15th. In that case, Kelly and 2 of his former associates are alleged to have rigged the singer's 2008 pornography trial and hid years of sexual abuse of minors. The musician, who once dominated R&B, also faces prosecution in 2 other state jurisdictions.
And today R. Kelly was sentenced to prison for his many crimes against underage girls. And R. Kelly used the power of his celebrity and his music business to lure and to manipulate and to isolate and to denigrate many young girls. He was a skilled sexual predator who preyed on his victims, and after grooming them, he inflicted significant emotional and sometimes physical harm on them, which in some cases will continue to hurt them for the rest of their lives.
Prosecutors were tasked with proving Kelly guilty of racketeering, a federal charge commonly associated with organized crime syndicates that depicted Kelly as the boss of an enterprise of associates who facilitated his abuse. Core to the state's case was Kelly's relationship with the late singer Aaliyah. Kelly wrote and produced her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, before illegally marrying her when she was just 15 because he feared he had impregnated her. His former manager admitted in court to bribing a worker to obtain fake identification, allowing the union, which was later annulled.